Today I'm talking about the time a dude threw something at my head because I rejected him. Guys, I forgot about this story for probably 3 years straight. It never crossed my mind until one day, recently, I saw a picture of the dude. And then all my memories about this story came back. Let me give you guys a little background information. So, this happened in 7th grade. I am now 19 years old, fresh out of high school. And yeah, I'm still a little mad about the story. Obviously, if I'm doing an entire story time on it, I'm a little mad. In 7th grade, I went to 3 schools, and this was my 3rd one. Why? We don't have to talk about that. I wasn't suspended or anything crazy. We just moved 3 times. So, if you've ever been a new kid, you know, like every new face is just weird. Like, you walk in to school and you've literally never seen any of these people in your entire life. It's just weird. The first time I saw him was in the hallway. There was barely anyone in the hallway. It was literally me, this girl, and then him and 3 of his friends. Oh yeah, okay, I was going to my locker. And I was really confused about the whole locker situation. So I walked up to my locker, and then I noticed in the corner of my eyes, him and his friends were like talking and like staring at me. And I was like, I just want to get this freaking lock open, and I couldn't do it, which if I got that lock open, this might have never happened. But you know, I got a story time out of it, so whatever. So he comes up to me while I'm struggling with this lock, and then like he says, "Can I get your number? Or can I get your kick?" I don't know if it was number or kick. I really feel like it was kick. At this point in my life, I deleted kick because I kept on getting like some really creepy messages on kick, so I deleted it. And he was like, "Can I get your kick?" And I was like, "No, like I don't want to give you my kick." I don't remember exactly what I said, but I turned him down in probably the nicest way possible. Like, it wasn't anything like, "Ew, gross, no, nasty." Like, it wasn't anything like that. It was literally probably so polite. Like, so polite. Anytime I turn down a guy, I'm always so polite, because this thing that happened changed me forever. So I told him no, and he looked at me and he was like, "What?" He didn't say anything, but the look in his face was like pure disgust. Like, I literally spit in his face or something. He was so hurt. And he turned around to his friends, and his friends just started laughing. I don't know if it was funny because I didn't say anything funny. I have no clue what was funny, but like, okay. So he walks over back to his friends. I walk with the girl that I was with. We have our separate ways. I didn't see him or talk to him or even think about him for like 2 days. The next time I saw him was in gym. PE, physical education, whatever you want to call it. I didn't even see him. I remember I was sitting down with my friends in PE, and our gym teachers came in, and it was a Friday. And the teachers were like, "Today we are going to have a free day," and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, yay, woohoo," like, you know, celebrating and stuff. I'm pretty sure that was my first ever free day, so I was like, I don't even know what this means. What are we gonna do? So the dude blew a whistle, and then everyone got up and they started like going to like everything they needed to run to, and getting jump ropes and basketballs and volleyballs and baseballs, and like literally bringing out mats for these girls to do freaking flips on. Like, literally the gym was terrifying at this point. And then my friends just sat there. I was like, okay, like, what are we doing? And then we just started like talking and sitting there. And then the gym teacher blew his whistle, and he was like, "Girls, get up." And we were like, okay. So my friends decided we were just gonna walk. You know those boring girls in class that just walk into a square or a rectangle, whatever the shape of your gym is? That's what we did. We just walked. We got up and we started walking, and this gym was relatively big. I remember looking over to my left, and I saw dude. Let me think of a name. We're gonna call him Christopher. Why? I don't know. I have no clue. We're gonna call him Christopher. I honestly don't know his real name. Whatever, I mean, I don't really care. So I see Christopher in the corner of my eyes, and dude has something in his hands, and he's like looking at me, and I'm like, okay, like I didn't really think anything about it. It was just a little weird. The way he was looking at me was really aggressive, guys. Like, I probably should have been more intimidated than what I was, but at this point I never had anything happen to me in my life like what I'm about to tell you. So we're walking, and then I get to a corner of the gym. I look up again, and I see dude looking at me again, and he looks terrifying. And I remember, like, I stopped walking a little bit, and my friends got in front of me, and I was like, this is kind of weird. Catched up to my friends. We got to another corner of the gym. You guys already know. I looked up. I don't know why I was looking up at every corner. I guess I got distracted by the conversation. I don't know what we were talking about. Honestly, I barely remember who I was walking with, but whatever. So I look up. Dude was staring at me with the thing in his hands. Then my friends decided, hey, we're gonna go play Foursquare. And I was like, cool. I like Foursquare. Foursquare sounds fun to me. Let's go play Foursquare. We go and we get a ball, and dude, Christopher, was with his friends, and he was playing basketball. And every once in a while, dude would look at me, and I would look at him, and he was looking at me like he wanted to kill me, and I was looking at him like I was terrified. It was really just a fun time. Really fun. So in order for us to get to Foursquare, we had to walk into their game, like their game of basketball. So we had our ball, or they had the ball, and I was just walking behind them because, I don't know, when you're new, I feel like it's just stuff that you do. I don't know. I got this, like, gut feeling that, like, something was about to happen. But honestly, the amount of gut feelings that I get that are just wrong are a lot. So I didn't really think a lot about it. Next thing you know, this dude had a basketball, and he threw it at my head. I've never felt like that before. To this day, have still never felt the mix of emotions that I felt. I was embarrassed, I was mad, I was confused, and on top of that, my head just started beating. Like, he didn't throw this basketball like, ha ha ha. He threw it like this was his only weapon to defend himself. Like, this man threw the basketball so hard. Like, literally so hard. Side note, I woke up the next day, and I remember feeling my head, and it hurt so bad. Anyway, whatever. Like, okay. So I remember looking at him, and I looked down at the ball, and then I looked at his friends, and all of his friends started laughing again. They thought this was so funny. And I remember thinking, like, is this because I rejected you? I mean, I didn't say anything to him. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't say anything to his friends. I just walked away and never said anything to my friends, the teachers, my parents, my siblings. I just dealt with it, guys. I literally was just like, whatever. Like, the thing is, like, why didn't I tell the people that I was walking with that this dude just threw a freaking basketball at my head? Honestly, and I remember going home that night, and I was laying down, and I was like, I feel so sorry for this dude's, like, wife or girlfriend or whatever, because how on earth are you gonna get mad because a girl rejects you? You throw a basketball at her head? I mean, it's funny, but, like, it's not, okay? That basketball hurts so bad. But whatever, if you're watching this, Christopher, I remember every time I saw him, I just had this feeling. I just wanted to choke him, but I never did. I never talked to him ever again. It's crazy because now, like, someone did that to me, my response would have been so incredibly different. But as a little 7th grader, I was just like, whatever, like, okay, like, when I'm sad, like, you know. So now we're gonna talk about the paranormal story, because this is just another little story. I feel like my grandmas, my grandma on my dad's side and my grandma on my mom's side, I call her Meemaw, so I have a Meemaw, a grandma. I also have a nanny, a mammy, a Mimi. I got lots of cute little old people in my life, okay? But besides that, so I'm gonna give you guys my side of the story, my Meemaw side. My mom sent me a little text message, and I'm gonna FaceTime my sister Alea. So first, we're gonna start out with my experiences in this house. Whenever something creepy happens to me, I've never seen a ghost in real life. It always happens in my dreams. Like, there was a month, okay, I'm not even gonna go into this story. I don't know if I'll ever go into depth in this story because it makes me like so emotional, but for a month in my life, oh, this sounds so crazy. I'm gonna sound crazy. For a month in my life, I would go to sleep, and the next day, whatever I dreamed that night would happen in real life. And it was crazy, but we're not even gonna talk about that. And by the way, that happened in this house that I'm about to talk about, and it hasn't happened since. So there was 100% something going on with this house. But my little story that I have is I was about to babysit my cousin Avery. At this point, I was in 8th grade, and I didn't have a job because I was in 8th grade. Like, I guess some 8th graders have jobs. But I needed to have money for Holiday World. My mom ended up giving me half the money that I needed, and then the other half I had to earn it. So I asked my aunt if I could babysit, and she was like, yeah, sure. So she paid me to babysit Avery. That's just the little backstory. So I was home alone, and I was waiting for Avery to get here, and like I kept on get there. I don't live in this house anymore. I was waiting for Avery to get there, and I kept on like getting up and like walking to my room and like seeing if I could see him. I was like really, really bored waiting for this dude to get here. I got up and I walked to my room, and I was just looking out the window because my room was the sunroom, so like the entire room was just windows. So I was looking out the windows, and I was just like taking in the view. I don't know, chilling, having a good time, relaxing. Then all of a sudden, I had this like pit in my, like, right here in my chest, and it was just this awful feeling. Something was about to happen. I didn't know what was about to happen, but something was about to happen. I feel like everyone gets feelings like this sometimes, maybe not, but like when that dude threw a basketball at my head, I had a feeling like the one that I had in this story too. All of a sudden, I heard this demonic, crazy, insane, really, 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 really like super loud noise. And it was in the foyer. We had a foyer. Foyer is just a room that you enter to go into other rooms. I don't know if that made sense.
It means an entrance hall or other open area in a building used by the public, especially a hotel or theater.
Well, I had one of those in my house. I heard this noise in the foyer. It sounded like there was like 50 speakers, like big speakers in the foyer making this sound. It was so crazy. And when I was in middle school, I was super, 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 super ballsy. Like, anytime something happened, I would like face it right then and there. Not with that stupid little boy, but you know, like with, I don't know, just things like this, I just wasn't super afraid of. I feel like now if that happened, I would slowly like go to the foyer. At this point in time, I heard that noise and I ran to the foyer. I didn't take a single like second to even process what was happening. So between the foyer to my room was the living room and dining room area. So I remember just running and running and running and running. And as soon as I got my foot stepped to the place where I could see the foyer, the noise stopped. And like as I was running, the noise got louder and louder and louder. And then as soon as my eyes were in sight of the foyer, the noise just stopped. And it was literally so creepy. I don't really think that was like that crazy of a story. But my meemaws and my sisters and my moms, their stories are way more creepy than mine. So I'm going to tell you them. There. By the way, I had sleep paralysis in this house. I saw the future in this freaking house. There's one night where I was sleeping, and as I told you guys, my room was all windows. And I remember everyone asking me, like, do you think that's, like, creepy? Like, anyone can see into your room. Like, if there's no lights on in my room, you cannot see into my room. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. But, sorry if I keep on sniffing. I have allergies. But I was laying down, and then I got, like, a feeling. Gosh, how many times do I get this feeling? But I was laying down, and I had my head on my pillow, and I got, like, a weird feeling that I needed to wake up. So I was like, okay. I opened my eyes, and as soon as I opened my eyes, there was a laser pointing all in my room. It was just, like, going really, 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 really fast. And, like, again, in middle school, I was super ballsy. So as soon as that happened, I took my blanket, and I like threw it over me, and I jumped up, and it's like I looked back and it wasn't there anymore. And I think I went to my parents' room and I told them, and they like went outside or something. They didn't see anything, and like they were completely over it. Rude. They told me to go back to bed. I slept in the living room that night. Anyway, whatever. So my Mimo, one time she came over, and she was spending the night in her house, and she was sleeping in my little brother's room. She said that she woke up, and I think Cameron was sleeping in the bed with her, my little brother, and she said that she heard little kids in the hallway, like just playing around, stomping, making noise. And she looked at my brother, and she was like, well, it's not him. And then she said that it definitely wasn't my little sister, and obviously it wasn't me or my stepdad or my mom. So she had no idea what that was about. And I didn't ask her any more, but I'm sure she had more. I just didn't ask her. We're going to call her because we're going to see.
Hi, Lana.
Hi, Mima. How's it going?
Oh, it's all right. How you doing?
What I told you is basically what she said. I asked my mom, like last week, whenever I realized that I was filming this video, if she had any other stories. And I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this so I can put it in the video right here. And she said, hearing kids play outside in our yard, but y'all wasn't home. My mom's grammar is literally ridiculous. Not trying to make fun of her, but just so you know. But y'all weren't home. And seeing the little boy that wasn't Cam by my bedroom door. So my mom, she kept on seeing like this little boy. She always said like, I saw the little boy again. And every single time she saw the little boy, guess what? I dreamed about the little boy. I remember one day I was in the kitchen, and she was coming out of her room. Her room was like by the kitchen. And she said something about the little boy, and I was like, little boy? Do you mean a little boy that kind of was older than Cameron, and he looked like this, and he had hair like this, and he was this tall, and he looked, and I kept on describing the boy, and she kept on describing the boy, and we were describing the same person. We were describing the same person. So that was creepy. And so my Meemaw and my mom both heard little kids playing. I heard kids playing too, but I always just assumed they were my brother and sister. If they weren't my brother and sister, I don't know. So last but not least, we are going to FaceTime my sister. Let me go ahead and screen record. I'm here to FaceTime you about...
Wait. You ready?
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure I'm screen recording this, so...
That looks white.
Tell me your story. So tell me your paranormal activity story.
Okay, so I was like 9 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was in my room on my bed. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I was being a 9-year-old, I guess. I don't know. And then I heard, like, whispering. And it's not like it was coming from the other room. It was inside my room. I could tell. And I not like I could hear the whole conversation, but I could just hear like parts of it. Like, you know how you're listening to someone and you hear like the S's, like it was like that. And I knew it wasn't like, my mom told me that it was the highway because we live right next to a main road, and she told me it was just that, but I could hear that, but I could also hear the whispering on the other side of the room that's not facing towards the main road. So yeah, and I just got really scared and I ran out of my room because it was really scary.
Did you hear he, she, her? Was that what you heard?
Yeah, I heard that, like, whoever was whispering, they were talking about something.
Yeah, they were talking about you.
Talking about me?
Yeah, right in front of you.
How rude.
Yeah. Okay, well that's what I wanted to know.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Savannah's video. Bye.
That was a Leia side of the story. I feel like altogether, like that house was 100% haunted, but the ghosts that lived there were pretty friendly. They never did anything crazy or bizarre. We never got hurt. They were just little kids living their best life in the house. So whatever, they're probably still living there, having a blast, whispering in people's ears. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this story time. Honestly, the dude that threw a ball at me, I am still mad. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoy. My last video that I made was my favorite video I've ever made, so I will be linking it down below. Please watch it. It's my favorite video I've ever filmed. So, bye.